It's always great to be back. I mean, I think the views behind me speak for itself. It's just a place that I'm very comfortable being. It's a fun golf course. It's just kind of a laid back, feels like relaxed type vibe. But at the same time, there's going to be a winter crown at the end of the week.
Exactly, and talk a little bit about the golf course that you just saw this morning, and then your goals for the week.
It's good. I mean, it's very soft. It's going to be, depending on the wind that we get. Score is probably going to be very low. I would think just one of the lower years. I mean, I think that they fluctuate quite a bit because of the years when we have wind and a little firmer and non. And it's definitely soft this year where you're going to be able to get after it some. And, my game feels good, so it's just going out and executing.
Yeah, now we're back at it here in January. Just talk a little bit about your goals for the rest of the season as well.
It's probably a lot of stuff that people could guess. I mean, it's in terms of specific stuff, I'm still not sharing them with anybody, but it doesn't take a rocket science to figure it out.
Is the PIP one of them?
Huh?
Is the PIP one of them?
I didn't put that on there. Maybe I should have. Good golf results in a good PIP score.
Justin, can you talk about the conditions? I heard it's been rainy out here. Mm-hmm. I heard it's soft. I heard you're going to be able to fire at the pins.
Yeah, I mean, you usually can. It's a course with big fairways, big greens, a pretty good amount of short clubs. I mean, you can get a certain wind direction where you have a little bit longer clubs in, but I mean, for the most part, you know what you're getting here, and it definitely is softer and a little slower than normal, but I mean, it's the same for everybody, so it's not anything crazy.
When people talk, as they've done for years, about peaking for the majors, in your mind, what does that mean, and how doable is that, considering this game is maybe the most unpredictable of all sports played?
I would say that there's probably a handful of people or maybe 10 people in the history of the game that can successfully say that they knew how to peak for the majors. I mean, I'm far from knowing how to. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out what works best for me. And like you said, a lot of it is just it's golf, and as good as you feel, you could get the wrong draw, you could just not play well that week, you could wake up with a sore neck. Like, this stuff happens, but at the end of the day, it's just about more being able to will yourself to getting in contention and finding a way to get it done.
Are you trying to find the solution or the secret to it? Or did you give up?
I don't think there's a secret. I just think the biggest thing is that it's different for everybody. I mean, what Brooks does in majors is unbelievable. I think, I played with him in 2 of the majors last year, and I also played with him in a lot of other events, and it just was unbelievable, the difference. It seems like the level of his game versus, I hate to say regular event in a major, but it truly was. It just was the mistakes were so minimal. The clutch par saves, the one wayward shot, it just everything that seemed like kind of went like this in a regular event just got done like this in a major, and it was extremely impressive to watch and pretty inspiring, to be honest.
Did you peak at Quail Hollow, or did you just happen to have a really good week at a really good time?
I just had a good week at a good time. I mean, it wasn't. I played the week before, so
that's decent at Firestone, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played well. I just didn't putt very well, and it just was a course I'd played it before, but never in the Bermuda, so it was kind of a little adjusting, adapting, whatever. But I think it was more of a just playing well at a good time.
Second question: There's a lot of chatter about this threat from a rival league in Saudi Arabia. I know your position on it, but I'm just curious: do you think this is healthy for golf? The fact that there's a challenge, and do you see this as being a disruption or a possible benefit at the end of the day?
I think the idea is healthy could be healthy for the tour. I think 2 competing tours is not healthy for golf, if that makes sense. I think if the idea of other competition and other tours or whatever happening, I think is a good opportunity for the tour to kind of maybe sit back, and us players sit back to realize what can we do better on our tour and then make our product better, versus having 2 competing tours, to me, is not good, because you're diluting the product on both sides, and it's just not. You're not going to get the best. It's not possible to get the best players in the world on both tours. They're either going to be one or the other, or a little bit of both. So I don't know if that answers your question.
You never, I may have this wrong, but outside of Dunhill, I think before you were a tour member, you played, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think France might have been one of the first kind of releases you saw. Am I wrong there? Was there another one?
What's that first?
First time you saw a release to go play a different tour. Was it France or was there another one that I'm missing?
Yeah, probably was.
I think
that.
so. You pretty much were stuck here. What is your opinion now on your status as an independent contractor? Do you think you are one and are treated like one? And I'll stop there.
I think there's times when we're definitely more than others, but it's more for me. It's just more. My goal is to win and do as many great things in the history of the game on the PGA Tour, and there's definitely, I mean, a huge career goal of mine is to win, both tours, the FedEx Cup and the Race to Dubai in the same season. I mean, that's a huge.
It's the DP World Tour
DP
now,
World,
by the way. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Sorry about that. But that's a huge goal and would be a tremendous accomplishment to me. So that's something that's important. But at the same time, we just don't have any time off to do that. I think if we had the opportunity to, maybe have some time off in the fall to where we could go play in some of the DP World events to build a little bit of a bankroll on that money list, and then have the majors, WGCs, to where it could be worth your while. But I mean, to me, obviously, what's most important is playing well on the PGA Tour. But there's definitely a point where I would love to be able to compete on both tours and not feel like I'm gassed.
What I probably should know your status and just don't. But are you a DP World Tour affiliate member or member?
I was last year. I don't know if I am this year. I think I am, actually. Yeah, I am. I am.
Little help?
I think I am.
I'm just curious if it's as doable with two less WGCs now. And I'm not even sure what's going on with China, to be honest with you.
That's a good point. I don't know. I mean, the DP World Tour, they do a great job of giving Americans like the opportunity of almost kind of maybe backing out of a membership type thing if it gets to that point at the end of the season, if you're not going to be able to fulfill your event minimum or whatever it may be. But I don't know very much, so I'm not the right person to ask.
Do you have another one? I'm out, man.
Justin, if you could just talk a little bit about the Plantation course. You come here so often. Obviously, you win to get here. You've won here a couple times. Where is this place in your heart? Is this a must be at kind of place for you?
It's always the first thing that comes to my mind after my first win of the year is that I get to come back to Kapalua. I mean, it's a great, like I said, it's relaxing, it's fun. I mean, you obviously still want to win the tournament, play well, but it just has a very laid back vibe, and it's a place that it's all right in front of you. You don't necessarily need to come here that sharp. It's pretty big fairways, big greens. You have a lot of wedges, a lot of birdie opportunities. Like I said, you obviously want to play well and be as sharp as you can, but at the same time, everybody's doing the same thing over the holidays, spending time with their family, friends, and probably not doing as much golf. So it's just when you come here, it's pretty hard to not be in a good mood. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, thank you? I'm not done. What was that relaxed vibe like when you were in the playoff with Xander and Patrick?
Less relaxed.
That's all you got?
It was like a kind of a hang and not like a full shaka hang. That's what you get for asking a question like that.